You muted. No, you froze. Second time around. See, you froze again.
Second time around with Smokey and Tammy.
Yay! Hey friends, I'm Smokey.
And I'm Tammy.
And welcome to Second Time Around 7. All right. On today's episode,
we're just going to recap the last episode. Sorry for the delay. We've been dealing with loss of family, family moving out of the area, celebrating our anniversary. But we're back on track now, guys, and we missed everybody.
Ditto.
So I wanted to make sure that we follow back up with you regarding the must-haves for parents that have youth that play sports. And like we shared last time, our children played all kinds of sports, from football to baseball, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, volleyball, softball. I feel like I'm missing something.
And probably badminton too.
Right. So we wanted to share with you the things that we've picked up along the way to help you be a prepared parent regardless of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe one of the main things to have would be a collapsible wheelbarrow. Is that what you call that?
Yes.
Okay.
Something like this. See, this little device right here, it makes life a whole lot easier, especially when you have 5 children that you're trying to lug around, and you have chairs that you take into your sporting events, and you get out there and you have to be the team mom or team dad, and you have to lug water around. This device was a great find for us. Not promoting any one store or brand, but that wagon was a great addition. Would you agree?
I do agree, especially the one that had the cup holders on it. So everything just didn't fall into the open part of the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, having the collapsible chairs, the ones you can get from the $5 store,
Mm-hmm.
your local Target or Walmart, the collapsible chairs,
Mm-hmm.
Even a beach blanket, because there were times that we just brought out the beach blanket when we had the grandkids. It just made it easier to lay out on a blanket than it did to carry additional chairs.
Right, I agree.
And then maybe like a 10 by 10 or a 9 by 9 collapsible tent. Now see, I see Smokey found the one that got the shade or the weather barrier on his background.
Yeah, we didn't have that one at the time. We just had the 4 sides out.
Mm-hmm.
But that tent overhead did help a lot with those especially sunny days, because we love baseball. That was one of our favorite. Well, let me not speak for you, but that was one of my favorite sports, baseball. Seeing no, I guess all of them didn't play baseball, but they got around to playing various games where we were outside, and a tent came in very handy.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It was a good investment, and so I would recommend, though, when you purchase a tent, consider purchasing the one that has the wheels attached to the bag that it comes in, so that you can drag it to wherever you're going to be, to make sure that you don't have to carry it by the hand, and that it does not take up space in your wagon.
Right. And that's another good point. Yeah. So, because you're already going to be carrying water bottles, possibly at least enough for you and your or whoever else you're bringing along with you. So you want to make sure that you do have like enough space, because let's say you bring your mother-in-law or your father-in-law, and you have to bring their chair. So now you have that extra weight that you didn't have, whatever the case may be. But it's always good to have free hand, especially when you have to cross the street with one of those little ones to make it to your sporting event.
Yeah, and then if they're super tired, you can toss them in it too.
Toss them in there and wheel their tail back. I'm sorry, wheel them back to the car. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
And then just a couple of must-haves, because like we shared last time, sometimes we're signed up to be the team mom and team dad. We sit out there and we watch the practices, we watch the games, We rarely missed the game. And
Mhm.
conveniently, I think rarely did we have to choose between whose game to participate or go to, because
That's
um, we made it work. I don't know, somehow the schedule never caused that type of conflict.
right. That's a good point because even yeah, that's a very good point because out of all of the events, I mean, you think about it on a Saturday. Now, granted, we might have had to travel from one part of Maryland to the other part
Mm.
of Maryland and into DC, but it was never really a conflict in the timing.
Yep. Now, one of the other must-haves I think that was important was a cooler, a small cooler, something where you can pack up some sandwiches or snacks in, because normally the coaches will ask for the youth to come an hour before the game, and if
Mm.
it's in the evening, I eat on a schedule, so I got to make sure that I got my food and my snacks and my water or my soda or juice that I'm drinking in my cooler, and I'm not missing a beat sitting there starving and getting frustrated because the game hasn't ended yet.
And to your point of a cooler, another good thing that we had learned to consider is the top of the cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you talk about the wagon having cup holders,
Uh-huh.
having a cooler, a cup holder on the top of the cooler proved valuable as well. So that way they can hold their water bottles. No, put your water bottle on the top left corner, bottle here, because water bottles have no names and nobody likes to drink after the other.
And who's gonna put their name on the water bottle before they go play?
Exactly.
And then maybe just a side, like the side little note, if it's a tournament style event, let's say, and you're going to be out there for hours and hours and hours, you could also invest in a tabletop grill and a small bag of charcoal. That way you're not having to figure out what's to eat around here, or I mean you can definitely sew into the whoever's hosting,
Concessions.
yeah,
Yeah.
whoever's hosting the event, you can sew into their concession stand and purchase the hot dog, the burger, the soda combo. But you can also consider bringing your own tabletop grill.
Yeah, because it depends on how much those concession stands are.
Hmm.
Dollar, $2 for a hot dog. We're a family of seven. That's $14 right there for two hot dogs a piece. So, you know,
Yeah, and normally after the events, we would scope out the places that had the free or reduced meals for youth. Our go-to on a Friday night was IHOP.
I hop.
My go-to on a Tuesday was Denny's.
Yep.
And so you should know what restaurants in your area have those free or reduced meals for the youth nights, those special nights or what have you. Find out which restaurants will be willing to offer or hosting your team, and then
Ooh.
everybody could go together as a team at the end of the game.
Yep. And also when you do like some people did the car wash functions and the selling donuts and selling
Mhm.
candy. But if you partner with a business such as an IHOP, then you can have your events there and things of that nature. So it's just food for thought as well.
I'm trying to think. The only sport that I think we didn't mention was competitive cheerleading. Again, that's indoors, that's at an arena, and that is hours long to all my cheer moms.
Oh my, and you know what? To my ROTC heads,
Mm.
thank you for your service and thank you for doing it. And we love drill competitions. Traveling across the country to watch students compete in drill competitions. That was one of our other favorite things to do. And for that, um, bring your snacks as well.
Yeah, bring your snacks, your coolers, your ice packs. It
Right.
all comes in handy, and it can be expensive to have one for each car if you have multiple cars.
Mhm.
Don't forget your blankets or your seat covers to protect from the dirt and sand or whatever the kids may track when they bring their cleats back into the car.
Sure.
But these are your must-haves. These are your must-haves,
Mhm.
especially if they're just starting out in T-ball. You have a long ways to go.
Wow. If you're starting out in T-ball, machine pitch, yeah, invest in a wagon because you're going to need it down the road.
Mhm.
It just helps out. Um, and even if you're doing football, you're doing football, the Pee Wee leagues, that's a great place for them to toss their cleats in the back of there, as opposed to having them in the back of your vehicle, and then having to clean up the dirt and mud that comes from the bottom of the cleats, because it stays in the cleats a bit. Even if you jump up and down, clean them on the concrete, it still stays in there, and then it gets inside the vehicle and all that stuff. Yeah, and
so I believe one of the back of the vehicles has a hard base to it on the flooring of the vehicle that we have. So it makes it easier just to dump and pour. But other than that, you may want to just get a large cardboard box, a milk crate, a container, or something that you can keep those type of items, and then there's there, because I believe we each kept a pair of cleats and a helmet
and a glove,
a mitt or glove in the trunk of the car, because that was probably the one thing that was always left behind. So we each made sure that was there. So, well, I hope this information helps. Smokey, did you have anything else to add?
No, just I like it that the time of year is upon us, and we're about to get back into the role of it again. So
I look forward to it. I'm hoping to find something for our last Mohican here to get involved with during the summer. So if you know of any events or anything in Prince George's County, Maryland, let us know. We definitely are interested either in travel leagues or just Boys and Girls Club. I'm not sure what the school systems will be doing in the fall, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye out and an ear out for what the schools may be doing in the fall as well.
Yep, I agree.
So I guess that's it for this one.
All right. Well, I'm Smokey.
And I'm Tammy.
And this is second time around 7.
You muted. No, you froze. Second time around. See, you froze again.
Second time around with Smokey and Tammy.
Yeah!